I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Yeah, you go over there. Bright whiteness. Okay.
Ooh, I do got a.
Oh, my whiteness.
I got a subwoofer just came in
A subwoofer.
for the Jetta. It's one of those internally amplified compacts that fits into the spare tire underneath the cargo floor.
Oh, yeah? Well,
That should be pretty nice.
sure. Until it bounces out of its hole as you're going down your road.
Well, no, it's bolted in.
With your off-road suspension and 4-inch lift on your fucking Jetta.
Hey, we're gonna have fun in a stupid way.
Sure we are. Sure. You will. I will.
I don't care if anyone else does.
So actually on that note, I didn't follow up on it. I forgot to set up the fat cam. I put it in my pocket and forgot. That's okay.
Oh, well.
No big deal. No, had an opportunity this morning that I was still very much debating on taking. My brother put up, if it is to be believed that was real, my brother put up a car for sale, like an '08 Honda Accord with like okay miles for an '08 for only like $1,500.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
I think he said it's actually in decent shape. He just needs to sell it because he's getting a brand new car tomorrow, which I find strange. And like all the images, the plates have been taken off and everything else like that. And it's got like, and he had like 10 different, like part of me was like, did my brother's account get hacked? Because this is weird.
Yeah.
I was like, and I didn't remember them ever having this car. I knew they had an SUV for his wife, and I knew he had a Colorado because he picked me up in it before. And so I wanted to hit him up about it. I've just been I was running around and filming and everything this morning.
Why, you looking to retire the little one?
No, just get a third option that Jessica can drive in case there's something, have another automatic in the fleet, basically. And also something where I can park my car to do shit to it, But, if that was real, there's no way he didn't sell it before I would have got to it, So I thought about doing that, but it is what it is. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But she's like, get it. And I'm like, you're gonna have to shoot me the money. You're the one with the money. Right. It's not like I don't just have that sitting in the bank right now.
Well, follow up, bring a code scanner.
We'll see. I mean, like, I assume that the only thing is it might have been smoked in, but who knows?
And it'll probably continue to be if you get it.
Yeah, not if it's mine.
Right.
It's like if I use it as a back and forth to work and I just park the SRT for nice days, and that way I could just afford to clean it up. I would drive that. It's like what I would likely do is like drive it all the way up there, leave it with Shaun, and be like, fix it. It's like just drop the SRT off with Shaun and just let him fix it over the next like 8 months. But either way, no, I had a very interesting weekend because it rained like a motherfucker Saturday.
No, I'm aware.
All over the damn place. And whereas I split my time, as we both sip coffee.
Coffee good.
Yep. I split my time between Shepherd and Cleveland Saturday. I had to run back to town to supposedly do other people's work for them in the middle of the heavy duty rain. And I'm like, but then I get there and it ain't shit. But it's like, and they're like, well, you're kind of early. The other guy isn't normally here for another hour. I'm like, fuck. I was like, okay. So I call the boss and I'm like, hey, the customer's not ready. It's like, what do you want me to do? It's like, I can't. It's like, the other guy's not going to be here for a long time. They don't even know. Nobody's told them anything. And I'm here way early, like you told me to be. And so he's like, well, I guess just hang out, do what you can, and then just sit and wait. I'm like, fuck, okay. And then they're like, okay, hey, now you're done with that. Like literally like 40 minutes later, after I watched the rest of Unsub, because it was a pretty good episode. Ended up getting another call. They're like, hey, while you're in town, swing over by this other customer. See what they got going. And like, okay. At this point, I'm just like getting hours. It's like at this point, because otherwise my day would have been over pretty quick. So I go over there. It's already fucking been done. And nobody fucking communicated that it had already been done. At this point, I'm just fucking chasing other people's nonsense. And I'm just like, I said, fuck it. And it's like, the rain was finally moving out, and I just went back.
I got soaked Saturday morning. I got off work.
The morning was bad.
At 6, hit HEB because me and the dog both needed food. and in and out, just drenched.
Yeah. Wait, do you go to the Mexican HEB or the regular HEB when you're at the apartment?
At the apartment, 336 and 75.
Oh, yeah, that'd be the. Wait, that's the Mexican one.
Whatever, it's the first one in
Yeah,
Colorado.
that's the Mexican one, as it's known now. Not the good one.
They're all decent.
No, that one's come up, but it used to be total garbage.
It was the only one I've ever known my entire life.
Yeah, it used to be garbage, but it has. I remember when they redid some of the stuff in there because I had to pop in there for a quick thing, and it just happened to be right there, and I'm like, oh, this looks.
Now, after work's when I
different.
always do my shopping because nobody's there. It's quiet. Nobody's in my way.
Well, yeah, because your after work is before anyone's
If I go
awake.
during the day, I'm grumbling, growling, yelling at strangers. It's not a good time for anybody.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, yeah. So since I'll be talking about what we did yesterday, so work Saturday was stupid, and then I come home and I continue to finish up a project I don't think you got a chance to see out there. So I made a diorama out there for my Christmas Star Wars figures.
Okay.
So the first time I've done it, I took the fucking leftover foam, finally, after all these
You
months.
knew you'd use that crap.
I finally broke down and did it and just basically made a, just a multi-platform, made it look like it was rock and stone.
Oh,
and-
did their Life Day celebration?
no, I didn't do it for Life Day. It's just, well, because the other thing is all the figures are like Christmas related, except for the one Jewish Mandalorian. They're all Christmas related. If you want to count the gingerbread guy as Christmas. But, so, I mean, all I did was just add a couple like little, like miniature Christmas trees and, got these little miniature Christmas wreaths and made little nests for the porgs to sit in. So it looks like they're trying to hatch eggs out of that. So it was pretty cool. I mean, like, considering it only took me ultimately from pulling the foam for the first time, figuring out a basic ass design, going to Hobby Lobby and spending way too much fucking money at Hobby Lobby for paints and shit. I think ultimately it took me about 8 hours, because part of it was like me trying to figure out what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, I may take a look at it here later.
Yeah, it's out there on the middle shelf. It was a lot of fun, and Jessica approved of it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, one, I contained my mess. That's why the table was back out,
Yeah.
because that's what I did. Coincidentally, she used it to wrap presents too. So I was like, see, it's a good thing I brought the table back out. Also, I was proving a fact that we could have a table and the Christmas tree at the same time.
There you go.
And we did get new ornaments yesterday we did not after church. We did not have church in the morning because the community center was shut down for whatever reason. So, which ended up being a good thing for me because I have been working on a pretty bad problem digestive wise, and I drastically needed that time to work through a lot of it. So this weekend I have not got a lot of sleep.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. Well, you mostly work.
Well, most weekends I never get sleep.
Yeah. You're generally.
I mean, my recovery's like Wednesday.
Yeah. So I was up several times.
So you've been doing all the Christmas stuff. I have been pretty much a Grinch.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Well, normally I'm a Grinch. This is the most Christmas I've done.
I did the shopping, did what I was going to do. We got everything sorted, Christmas presents wrapped a little bit. And other than that, it's like, I really don't care. I'm just going to work every single day.
Yeah. I mean, like, I care a little bit because they just sent me a message earlier. Hey, who wants to work Christmas Eve to go do this nonsense? I mean, we're probably going to work Christmas Eve regardless.
Yep.
But, because my shift is weird. But for extra hours, they're like, hey, who wants to go do this and go meet up with other people to go get shit? And I'm like, not this year. I did it the last 3 years. I don't want to fucking do it.
I'll probably do it if the guy at the Legion who works Wednesdays, if he needs the day off or wants it, I'll cover it just because I'm already covering this Wednesday for him.
I mean, what are they even doing on Christmas at the Legion?
I don't know if they're doing anything, but if they're doing something, I'm there.
Oh, okay. It's a if needed anyways.
Right.
Okay, so you're just doing it on a volunteer basis.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll still get paid.
no, I know that, but I'm saying, like, there's nothing to do if nobody's there.
Well, at the point, it's just somewhere to be
Oh,
because I'm working my regular job right after that. So if I'm
Yeah.
going to be in town, I might as well make a little extra.
I guess so. I got my my payout paycheck this past Friday, so it was nice. So,
Yeah.
like, this is why, like, this week I'm
Oh,
like,
for all your time you didn't burn up?
exactly. And it's way better than a normal vacation check. So I'm like, sweet. It's like, but my normal check wasn't light. So I was like, okay, cool. I got 2 good paychecks back to back. And then by the time New Year's rolls around, I get my first vacation check of next year. So I end up with extra money right
There
at the
you
end
go.
of the year. So if I lose a few hours in the next week, I kind of don't care because I'm kind of covered. I mean, I don't want to lose all of it. I just,
Well, I'm
but-
at the point where I don't want to give up any because the more I make at my extra jobs, the more I get for project money, the faster projects get done.
Yeah, I just looked at it as this is kind of a dumb and stressful time, and I got a lot of shit to do, and much like yourself, but I need the time to get it done.
Well, it's one after another. After the car gets done, I'm working on the motorcycles, and from there, who knows?
Well, if you ever get your shop organized and cleaned.
That I didn't do that. I meant to do that this week, this earlier week, but I had some stuff to do with the VA and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah? What happened there?
I'm attempting to finally, after almost 20 years,
Try to collect
15,
any benefits?
try to get any benefits at all. But
They're
they're
there.
screwing me because
Yeah.
in my infinite wisdom as a young man,
A youngin'.
I joined the reserves instead of going active duty. And
Yeah.
because I don't have over 2 years of active duty status, that might be a road bump in me getting any kind of medical benefits.
So wait, how long were you active?
Oh, forward, about a year and a half.
Okay, so
maybe
you were
less.
shy of it. Okay, so I could see how they would fuck you out of that. But you'd think there would be some level down from...
Well, we're working on that. I'm
Yeah.
working with there's a resource officer at the Legion, and he's been working with me on that. He pointed me in the right direction. We're also working on getting a VA disability rating.
Yeah.
But because I didn't claim anything, because I wanted just to be done with the Army and move on, I didn't say a damn thing. It just got out. So I think I might have screwed myself again. So
That's
I may be
possible.
doubly screwed.
Yeah, young impulsiveness. Yeah, I would have never thought about that if you don't serve enough time, you don't get it. But yeah, like you said, as a reserve thing, I guess is the main.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest mistakes. I should have gone active duty. Should have just stayed there for a while.
Well, just go back in for like 6 months training, and
No, my knees would kill me.
you don't need to be deployed. Just
No,
get back in.
no, my knees are giving me hell. I was playing with the dog at work last night.
Uh-huh.
I was jumping at her, and my knee friggin' tweaked.
Oof.
I was like, "Oh, this sucks."
That does suck. That does suck for sure. You know what also sucks? Being the most stolen from person during a white elephant gift exchange.
That was you.
Yeah, I'll tell that story here.
So
in a
what'd you
minute.
end up with?
I will tell you after we roll the intro. So, guys, hi. Welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. We were just going to keep rambling there for a while, but
I thought we'd already started.
we technically started, but we don't. We always do the cold open talking. We do the thing.
Quit explaining it.
And
Shut
then,
up,
and
do
then,
the
I,
thing.
and then I say, welcome back to episode 123.
123. Wow.
123, yes.
I came in at what, 84?
I don't know.
Yeah.
83.
83, 84.
83,
Wow.
yeah.
We've been doing it a minute.
Yep. So, yeah, I am Shoky. You can follow me on all Shoky related things down below. Very shortly on my channel, there will be a out the box for the Ghostbusters Ghost Trap and PKE meter that I just got in last night. While
More toys.
more toys, more things to take up space and annoy Jessica. Even better. So. That video will be coming up very shortly. And, of course, we'll be doing stuff on live streaming over on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel. So if you want to go check that out and join in, you can. Oh, by the way, we're up to 98 subscribers.
2 more, man. We got a couple weeks.
We gained 2 in the last 3 weeks.
Let me tell you, take that PKE meter and scan your wife relentlessly when she gets home. She'll love it.
I mean, we'll see. I'll use the taser setting on her.
It's going to end up being a rectal probe.
It will find my rectum for sure. It will definitely detect my rectum, I guess. My ass kicking. So either way, guys, of course, do the like and subscribe thing to this channel, please. We're very short. We just want to get to 100. It'd be nice if we could. I had to talk about that. I made a mistake in promoting the channel, and I'll tell you what. Yeah. That has come back to bite me slightly. Hopefully it doesn't have any lasting ramifications.
Yeah, I'm getting that as I'm getting flashes of the podcast now with some of the ads on the face page.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I put money at it. So what happens is when you choose to do an ad for your page, your professional page, you pay money, a certain amount of time, they promote it to people that they think it might be good to go to, right? Except for the fact that it has to have some sort of action button attached to it. Originally, it was call me. So it was like it wanted a phone number, and I'm like, fuck that. So I just put it in for Messenger. I should have just said, click on the link of the video.
Yeah.
I think that was an option. I'm not sure. I was in a hurry. I wasn't paying attention. I was editing. And I clicked Messenger. So I get a message the next fucking morning that says, hey, this is somebody from Meta support team saying that we've detected some type of copyright issue with your content, and if you need to, if you don't resolve this problem, your page will be deleted entirely, and all this shit. And it sent a link. So I click on the link and I follow it, and I'm like, it takes me to what looks like official Facebook stuff, and then like it's got like put in your info here, here,
Oh,
here.
dear.
And I'm like, hold on.
You know who I am. Why do I need to do that?
Exactly. So I Google it real quick, and I see a whole bunch of Reddit posts about it. And basically, it's a straight up scam to steal your fucking login info and all that stuff. But just take a wild guess. Take a wild guess how many of those messages I've received in the last 2 days.
42.
Not that many.
Okay.
Not quite that many. No, I think it's up to 10 in 2 days.
You watch them steal everything, take it over,
Yeah.
and get more followers than we are.
I mean, if they do that, that'd be great. But, you know. But no, that was my mistake for doing that. But guys, hey, if you want to send in messages, you can do so at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com, or you could use the Facebook Messenger as long as you're not a bot. Sorry, I'm just going ahead and get it out of the way.
It does work.
It does work.
I sent another message.
A message?
Yeah.
Or an email?
Another email.
Oh, did you?
I think I did.
Well, you sent in the one last week which said watermelon boob.
Yeah, that one.
I don't think you sent another one.
No, I didn't.
It said,
but it did work.
It said test watermelon boob with an image of an Asian lady holding watermelon to her watermelon boobs.
Yes.
It says melon halves.
Yeah, that's the one I said.
They should have said like she has melons. Either way. And of course, by the way, sorry, I do have a Heffy with me. I know I did things out of order, but there's a Heffy.
I are here. Huh? I am Hefe.
He's here. He's got coffee, and we're gonna see if that helps.
It's been a rough morning.
It's been a
real rough morning. I woke up feeling like bad things that with
like bad things. I felt like bad things.
Inappropriate words and things.
Yeah. I felt like reaching into the duck and touching a damp sponge.
What was the term I used?
I don't know.
Ass paste.
Oh.
Hammered ass paste, I think was the term I used this morning.
I think that's basically what I became after all the stuff I had to take this weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was not good. Okay, so the white elephant thing. So we had our church Christmas party last night. So a little early, but you know, that way everybody's free on actual Christmas time to go do whatever. It was really good. And they had a casserole contest, which I didn't have time yesterday, given everything else going on. I had no time to make a casserole, so I was chosen to be a casserole judge, one of 3. So it was me, Andre, and Emma. There were 7 fucking casseroles to fucking try. At first.
So you felt like a stuffed turkey, huh?
Well, the other thing was I was trying not to eat much because I was trying to pass much. So I just got a little scoop of everything, and it was a broad range of casseroles. One was a lasagna, so I don't know if that technically counts, but
Kinda?
They allowed it. I guess it's in a casserole dish. But another one, which was also in a casserole dish, was not remotely casserole. It was like spiral macaroni with some stuff on it.
It was a macaroni salad.
Kind of. It was an in-betweener. So they just said, screw it.
It was more of an casserole.
Yeah. So the thing that won was really fucking good. And according to the chef involved, was kind of an ass pull. He just kind of threw some stuff together and basically made like this lobster bisque kind of casserole topped with Cheddar Bay biscuits.
So it was like a lobster stuffing or something like that.
Kind of, but instead of like cornbread, it used Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh.
It was like, I don't really like, no, I say lobster, but it was definitely some shrimp in there.
Lobster bisques are hard. They're hard to get right and super easy to screw up, and most everybody screws them up.
True. But, you know, like, it was creamy, it was rich, it still tasted like either lobster or shrimp, but not so strong that it sucked. The texture was good, and, like, enough of the biscuit was in there that the liquid just kind of was gooey.
So it let the sweetness of the lobster kind of come out a little.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. And then there was, like, a rice and broccoli dish that fucking sucked. And then the next one was a rice, chicken, and something else, and it was actually really good.
Those are one of my favorites: the rice, chicken, and the bake.
Whatever,
so good.
Whatever seasoning they put on it. The chicken tasted of something. The rice tasted of something.
There's a cheap version of that I do sometimes. It's the chicken chicken breast or chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And the Knorr chicken rice and the Knorr cheddar broccoli rice, and you mix those together with some cream of mushroom soup.
Okay.
And season up the chicken and just throw it off the bacon. It's really good.
Yeah. I forgot what I could tell the seasoning, but it was a long night. So the other ones were kind of all in between. The first one was kind of pasta and like some basil and some other stuff and like mushrooms, and it was fine, but none of us three judges wanted anything to do with the mushrooms. So we're like, shit. I was like, you're already coming in there. But so after we get done judging everything, the last entry fucking rolls in the door like 40 minutes late due to traffic. And they basically just bring in like taco meat with cornbread on top of it. Basically like chili cornbread.
Yeah.
And that immediately jumped to third place. It gained points for being warm.
They went the KISS method.
Yeah.
They
It
keep
was super simple, yeah. But the funny part was we did give him a bonus point because this is the only hot one there. All the rest were room temp.
Oh, trust me, at the Legion, I helped judge a lot of the cook-offs. And trust me, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the what the hell's this? Why is there barbecue sauce in this Bloody Mary?
Yeah. So you mean...
What the hell?
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't hit the button in a while. Also, I got to make sure I push that button or other noises will happen. I don't want to happen. So the White Elephant Exchange, you know how that goes, right?
Oh, I has a story, but yeah.
Okay, if you have this would be good. Okay. So there's like 30 of us. Not everyone's participating, but there's a lot of us to get through, right? I think 20, 21, 22 ended up technically total. Some of the numbers got lost in the shuffle. So, of course, the host gets the fucking first pick somehow. And if he didn't, he ended up with the second pick. So it was like, shit. So James, it was at James's house. So not only did he win the casserole competition, he also gets to pick first at the White Elephant. Mm-hmm. Either way, so we get all the way through it.
Rigged.
I'm number.
It was rigged.
So I'm number 13, which now seems very poignant. First thing I pick is a little like Nerf style slingshot.
Okay.
That shoots fucking darts.
Which is your kind of thing.
Yes. So I'm like super fucking happy. Immediately gets stolen. This is the part that pissed me off to no end. They set it to only one steal.
Yep.
Most places do 3 before it freezes. So I guess to make it expedient, they said 1 time freeze. So immediately lose that one. It's like, fuck. Got to get up. I go back over to the pile. There's another Christmas bag. I peer into it just from the top. It's another fucking slingshot. I'm the only one who knows this, except for the person who brought it. I open it, and then like Jessica's like, no, because she doesn't want more dart things for me to shoot at her.
So everybody's helping her now.
Yes. So I pull it out, and everybody just bursts out laughing, thinking it was sheer luck that I drew another slingshot. I could see it, so it wasn't luck.
And let me guess, repeat.
Goes one more person, then it gets stolen too.
And Jessica's cheering.
Yes, she's cheering. So I go back over there. I grab this little thing. Doesn't look like anything at all, just a little bullshit little bag. I'm like, okay, fine. It's nothing crazy.
It's a single dart Nerf gun.
No. I was kind of hoping. No, the thing is I actually left it out there. I forgot to bring it in. It is a 2022 Houston Astros World Championship commemorative ring.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. And it's from Memorial Hospital. Apparently they got, because they sponsored it, they got a buttload of them. And Jessica's super excited because she, is a closeted Astros fan. I grew up on the Astros. 2022 championship was a big deal because it was like the first legitimate one. Blah, 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 blah.
Nah, the one before that.
Yeah. So I'm happy. She's happy. One guy gets up there. He pretends like he's going to take it, and he doesn't. He goes for something else. Just decides to be nice. Next guy, good old Jim. Jim fucks around for a little bit. Wants to look at it. See how cool it is, because at this point, I'm just keeping it off to the side.
Your pocket.
And then he ends up taking it.
Uh-huh.
And Jessica is, like, visibly upset. Like, I'm pissed because now I've lost 3 fucking cool gifts. So I go back to the fucking pile.
No, you lost 1 cool gift.
Well, the other 2 I was happy with either way. I wouldn't have cared that much about the ring, realistically. But, like, I go back to the fucking pile, and I forgot what I ended up with, but it wasn't anything crazy. I forgot what that particular thing was. And then the next fucking person fucking takes that away from me. So that's 4 fucking steals so far. But I know that thing wasn't that great. They just were interested. Go back to the fucking pile. At this point, it's kind of slim pickings. There's like 4 or 3 little things in a one tub of fucking popcorn that I don't give a fuck about. I don't eat popcorn. So I picked just this one stupid little bag. I don't even care. Fucking open it. It's just a fucking like dog toy stegosaurus, like squishy stegosaurus.
Yeah.
And then just to be kind of a dick, fucking Andre gets up and takes that from me. So now I've got the fucking popcorn and the last little fucking stupid thing that's in the pile, which was I forgot what it was. It was a vial of something. I think that was the bronzer. I think that Jessica ended up with.
I'd say you needed that.
No. At this point, like, I'm fucking pissed. As like I even repeatedly, mind you, also the biggest deal is we're sitting on James's really old, worn out couch that has a lean back of like fucking 32 degrees.
So it looks like you're slouched back and pouting.
Every time I got to get up, I have to like hurl myself out of this fucking thing because you're leaning back like you're reclined the whole time.
Making your dad noises getting up.
Every time. But at that point, I was like legit like tired of this shit because it was just like, okay, the joke's over with. Now y'all are just being assholes. I was like... And Jessica's still pissed off about the ring. I'm still pissed off about the ring. Jim has it on his finger at this point, just showing off. So I just get that last stupid popcorn, and the game's kind of over. James does one last steal from one of his daughters, and then the game ends. And then like everybody's like cool and everything, and then Shelly, James' wife, disappears into the bedroom, and then comes back out, and he says, all right, so we have one last gift for the person who had to get off the couch the most all night long. And trust me, this is a pity gift.
Yep.
And they had another ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so because they came from their oldest son who did a volunteer shift at Methodist, and I guess they had them for whatever reason because that's how he got them. And so they gave me theirs. Like, because I felt so bad that everybody just...
Which Jessica immediately took from you.
Effectively, yes. But I put it in my pocket. Like I mean, it's in a box like this big. I jammed that thing in my pocket so nobody would mess with it. Mine. But then the funny thing is, okay, everybody clears up. We start picking up the trash, and now it's worship time and everything. And Richard comes over to me, the oldest son. He's like, dude, it's like he told me where he got it and all this other stuff, and he's like, dude, Jim was gonna give it back to you, but he just wanted to be an ass.
So everybody was screwing with you.
Well, Jim was the only one who did it to be mean.
Oh no, it became funny, and they all started screwing.
Yeah,
with
but
you.
I think like that was the only one that they could tell. Like,
yeah,
or else it wouldn't. If they had known that Jim was gonna give it back, nobody would have. They wouldn't have bothered going to get the other ring.
Right.
So the funny thing is, like, so Richard tells me this, and then he walks off, and then Jim comes up to me, and I'm like, and it's like I just look at him, and he's like, and we're talking about it for a minute. He's like, I was gonna give it back in like 10 minutes after the thing was over, and I'm like,
instead y'all wonder twin powers.
Yeah, and then like we talked about, and he looked it up on eBay. He's like, look, if you even if you didn't have a spare one, if you wanted one, they're only like $24 on eBay. And I'm like, yes, but that's money I would have to spend on it. It's like I didn't care unless it's free. But we ended up talking about Astros for a little while.
Yeah, we did a white elephant years ago when I was still working in the jail at the sheriff's department.
Glad.
One of my dearly departed friend Jackie, he'd have everybody on the shift over to his place. Great place, big property, and we'd all just have a blast. Well, one year it was packed, and we were doing the gift exchange, and I kept getting same like you, get stolen. Got to watch two grown men almost get in a fist fight over a bottle of liquor.
Dude,
which was awesome.
You cannot mix alcohol in it because then it's going to be nothing but alcohol.
So I kept getting everything stolen, and the very last gift I got stuck with a bottle of wine.
That does suck.
Had a label on it that said "Fat Bastard Winery."
Yes.
I said, screw it. I popped that top, sat there, and drank the rest of it.
I mean, I'm on board. That sounds pretty fucking good, actually.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. So I spent the rest of the night out by the fire, sitting and being still.
Yeah, like I can't remember. I know last year I ended up with something real dumb that I didn't even care about from that particular white elephant. Jessica had something okay, but there was a plush hamburger going around that everybody was fighting over. Now, last year, I think we only had like 15 people total. Like, so we've grown since last year. But the point is like, we did 3 steals last year. So people were fighting over it.
I don't know. These days, it's getting too hard to get me around a lot of people anymore. It just gets 2 people in, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, I still like a good group of people if I like them.
Yeah.
Which, these are the church people, so there's nobody I really can't stand or anything. Plus, some of the people never make it to the actual get-togethers. So that's actually a thing that was neat, is like some people can only make it to group, some people can only make it on Sunday mornings. So it's rare for us to get that many people all in one spot. So between the Thanksgiving party and this Christmas party was like the first time this year that we really got to do something big as a church since fucking Easter. And Easter was like open to a lot of people, so a lot of people ended up coming to that. It wasn't just us. But it was a lot of fun, and I think I didn't really get to mention it here yet, but it reminds me of the Christmas stuff that we did with my family years ago before everything just started falling apart, and James even got really like teary-eyed and started crying when he was speaking about it, because he's like, while they're from Texas, they're still fairly new to here. It's only been a few years, and to have to pick up and start a church effectively from scratch with only a handful of resources from the other church, and to try to build a literal like church family out of a buttload of strangers, and have them actually care about each other, try to help each other out and stuff like that. Like at some point this week, I have to go help somebody with a car because some stuff did not get repaired properly or didn't get looked at properly, so I got to go figure out what the heck they did with it. So, if you got 5 minutes, you're gonna be right down the street. It's up there on North Fraser, but I got to go figure that out. But the second time I have to go do this with, but it's that necessity of family that has kind of been lacking from us. We get a similar vibe, of course, when we do the get-togethers up at the farm or at the Chidey house.
We have been lacking this year. I mean, completely, since my Saturdays are taken up now. I can't do anything.
Yeah, we're just gonna do shit without you.
Well, go ahead.
We're just gonna have all these parties without Jeff. I'd be like, man, it'd be nice if Jeff was
someone
here.
to bring me dinner.
No, you're there, you get nothing. That's the way it works.
I'm hoping we get more than like 6 people here on New Year's.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I think we should be able to. I mean, I can put out a little invite and see if there's anybody else like in our close friend group that would want to come.
I got one person from the Legion. She'll fit in with the rest of us misfits and have a good time.
I'll tell Shaun to come down.
He won't.
No, he won't. But I don't know, with the way things are going up there right now, it'd probably be good for them to get away because right now, and I don't know if his message is going to have to do with it or not, but
let's hear from him before you get on with everything else I've missed in the real world.
Yeah, I'll play it in a second though, because like Summer's dad, Missy's dad, took a real harsh downturn recently, and like he's damn near nonverbal, basically just in a fuckload of pain. They just loaded him up with some morphine last night.
Make him comfortable.
Yeah, but he's still not great. It's like everything's just horrible, and the girls are basically watching their dad die slowly, and he's like watching a person crumble who used to, like, even not that long ago was almost effectively completely normal. I can't really imagine that. I mean, I've watched my parents slowly deteriorating, but I don't have to be there damn near daily to watch it. So watch it really happen. And unfortunately, that's what they're going through. But their hospice nurse gave them a checklist and said, hey, this is the list of all the stuff where they're basically done. And they said by the time she left this morning, because obviously sticking around overnight, they was already at 50% of that list.
Damn.
So unfortunately, he might not be around too much longer. But on that note, let's listen to what Shaun has to say.
Yeah, cheer us up, Shaun.
It's probably just going to be more about that, if we're honest. Or it might be about the drones in New Jersey. We'll talk about that later.
Question for the pod. Hey, what do you think it's like to die?
I figured that.
Do you think it's peaceful? Like just falling asleep into the nothingness? Do you think it hurts? Do you think you're conscious inside your brain as you stop breathing and your heart stops pumping until everything goes black? Or do you think you do see a light and start the next part of life. Also, do you have any good Christmas stories? Any good Christmas memories?
Such a dick.
Especially when you were a kid, when it was magical. You remember that time of year when all the decorations and the smells and the getting together and the tree and the family and just the all-around general happiness feeling you used to have as a kid. Because as a grown-up, it fucking sucks now, and I hate it. But as a kid, it was super cool, and I loved that whole time of year.
Good job, buddy. Thanks for cheering us up.
So
Appreciate it.
So, what do you think happens when you die? We'll do that just very quickly.
I don't want it to be peaceful.
I mean, I'd like it to be a peaceful experience. I don't want to go out kicking and screaming.
Hell no. Let me go out with my boots on, man.
You can go out with your
I
boots
don't
on
wanna
and
be
not be
old.
fighting to the death.
One of my worst fears to be decrepit, shit in my pants, having to rely on someone else to do every single little thing for me.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
That's a nightmare for me. I'd rather go out in a blaze of glory with my boots on, taking a hell of an entourage with me.
I don't want to take an entourage with me.
Oh, hell no. Let me
That
go out
sounds like
fighting.
mass suicide there, Jeff.
Or a damn good fight.
Nope. I would, if I'm going to do anything, I want to either be going out on some really nice drugs or in my sleep.
Or hell, a 30-story fall into a smart car,
Hell no.
Just crater
That's
that and
fucking
bury me
terrifying.
wrapped around it.
That's too slow. 30 stories is going to take at least 30 seconds to get to the ground.
Give me
So
time to aim.
You got regret. No. No, you're like, at that point, you just take all.
Well, here's the deal. I came to terms with my own mortality years ago, and I know where my soul is going. So how I go out doesn't matter. But I don't want to be in a vegetative state. I watched an acquaintance go through a stroke and sit around for 3 years in a chair, unable to move,
Yeah.
barely able to emote,
I watched it with my uncle.
completely relying on everybody. That is a nightmare. That is a waking nightmare for me. I don't want anything to do with it.
I don't want to be useless and a burden. I'm a burden a lot, or functional. I don't want to be a non-functional burden,
Yeah.
And that's what happened to my uncle once he had his stroke. 10 fucking years. They forced him to live.
Nope. If I get a inoperable cancer diagnosis, there's a list of things that's going to happen,
Yeah, checklist.
and it's going to be good for a lot of things, but bad for those other things.
About that.
Yeah, we won't talk about that here.
No. So, I mean, I said a long time ago that, like, if I knew that there's no hope for me, there's inoperable cancer situation, like, strap me to the fastest thing you can and send me towards a wall so I can, but like, at least that way it's over quickly, not like a long fall to the ground. It's like, I already have a fear of falling in heights, so I don't think I would enjoy going out in terror. It's like going like, woo, like, that's one thing. But I mean, like, if we're not talking about like last rides here, but just like, I don't know what happens when you die. I've seen.
Well, no one does. That's the next adventure.
I just mean like the experience of because you get the people who say it's just a cold, dark, black void, and they come back, and you got the people who's like warm light surrounded by your family. And frankly, I think like there's a giant mixture of, depending on how you die, because if you die quickly, not a lot of things manage to happen before you can experience them. If you're dying slow enough, it seems like most people, your brain is already programmed to dump every fun chemical in all at the same time at maximum levels. So basically you go on this insane trip, or it's to open the gate so your soul can move on to the next plane properly. I think people who die horrifically violent, quick deaths tend to linger on in this world because the gate wasn't open for them. Is there a way later after the fact? No clue. But I think that like the more they study with DMT and all these other type of crazy psychedelics, and they're learning more about the chemicals in your brain and your reaction to it, and so much of it is very similar to what happens when you die, but you continue to live. Mm-hmm. So, and considering I've already done universe hopping, if it's like falling asleep here and waking up somewhere else, that, well, as long as it's not what happened there and it's like completely utterly terrifying, then it'd be okay, I guess.
Yeah, I don't give death a lot of thought. Death is easy. Anybody can die. But the hard part is living.
Some people are bad at it.
Well, the hard part's living in a life that you can look back on in your final moments and be proud of. That's the hard part.
I think the thing is, if I'm at the point of dying, I don't want to look back and go, yeah, that was good. I would be like, okay.
Well, I don't want
I'm
to look
going
back and
that
go,
way.
well, I didn't accomplish anything. I didn't leave my family in anything.
I think I don't care enough. Because this world is already fucked. You can't really take any of it with you. And like basically I want to say goodbye to anybody who's going to give a shit that I'm gone. And then cool, I'm going on. It's like, oh no, somebody take care of all my toys. Somebody, it's like, I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry about fuck all. I don't want to be thinking regrets and everything in the end. I don't want to think
that
about
accumulation. I think it's an accumulation of deeds.
Oops.
Is what your life is. That's one of the reasons I stop all the time if I see people struggling with, like a couple days ago, a woman at the post office having a lot of trouble with a heavy box.
Yeah.
Didn't even ask, just picked it up. So where's it going?
Yeah.
I do little things like that all the time without even thinking of it because it's accumulative.
Yeah. I think that there's that.
It costs us nothing to be nice to a stranger, especially if they need help.
Yeah. Assuming they're not an asshole.
Well, we're assholes, but we still try to help.
Yes, but we won't just kill somebody to take their shit because they stopped to help us.
Yeah, true.
And there are those assholes out there in the world. But I mean, I get around. I'm in public a lot, and occasionally I'll help people with things if I have a second to do so, because usually I'm on a stupid time crunch. There was something happened at work the other day, and I forgot what it was, and I ended up helping somebody with a thing because I saw them struggling, and they were confused that I helped them, and I just saw you dealing with some shit. It is what it is, But like it even comes down to like tiny dumb shit like taking your cart back, and if you see somebody else who if you can save them a walk, grab their cart too, shit like that. It's not just decency for you and that person, but now there's also not a fucking cart roaming around in a fucking parking lot, and you can judge people by how they handle their shopping carts. Okay, so enough about death and whatnot. Happy memories of Christmas. I think he kind of already asked this question before.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it.
Well, no, he is asking about stuff about your mom and things like that, things with your mom a few weeks ago, I think. But I mean, I've got some happy, because he's been on this kick for like a week or two now, thinking about Christmas and how it doesn't feel like Christmas. I have this core memory, and I think I told him this. I don't remember if I did. We didn't go to the mall very often as when I was young. Like it wasn't until way later that we went to what is functionally a mall. And I don't even know which mall it was because I was young. I had to have been like 3, maybe 4. Old enough to walk on my own, and barely conscious of anything going on in the world. Occasionally you're still, is that weird zone of life where you're semi-conscious and semi-remembering things, but like not 100% yet. But I remember walking into this mall. I know it was in Houston. Obviously, that's where we lived. And like walking in, like up towards the escalators, they had like this row on either side of these big, tall angels, and everything is like snowy and white and gold and silver. Like if there was a weird vision of like ascending to heaven, it would have been like that. And it was like walking into the mall was like this cool ass display. It was still indoors. And I don't remember ever encountering that again. So I don't know if that was like we didn't go to that mall again. I don't even know where the fuck we went. I don't know what we bought. I don't know fucking anything. But I remember hitting that escalator and seeing these things. It looked like the fucking Christmas kind of shit from movies, And I was like, and that is a core memory. I have no clue where we were. It might have been like the Galleria. Might have been something like that. I have no clue. We lived on the southwest side of Houston, so I had no idea where we would have been. So I remember that from my childhood, but like good. I have a kind of a Mandela effect in a way, because we've talked about that before. Guys, make sure you go check out our Mandela effect episode where we talk all about
I absolutely hated that episode.
Anyways, you weren't here for that episode.
Well, we spoke about it a number of times, and I still hated it.
Yeah.
It just
talked about
irritates me.
That episode, yeah. I went through old photo albums, as a kid. And there's pictures of me. There's pictures of me getting my first dog, which I think was my birthday, not Christmas. Not sure. And we only lived at that house for 6 years of my life. So we moved up to here when I was 6, 5 or 6, give or take. So I only had so many Christmases in that house, right? But we had a big old hearth, like big old, like super wide brick fucking hearth that was basically like 10 by 4. And then, built-ins on either side of the chimney, right? There's a picture in one of our photo albums of a small blonde child with a Star Wars at that is clearly Christmas morning. That child is not me, but it is our living room.
Is it a picture they found in the house when they moved in?
I have asked my mom about this. I never got an answer.
You ate him.
No, because this kid was old. It would have been older than me. But here's the thing. That means that would have been when Empire Strikes Back comes out. So that would have been early 80s when Empire Strikes. I think
81?
Well, because
80 or 81?
Jedi was 83. Original Star Wars is
79.
79, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or earlier than that. Either way, so it's an AT-AT, and it's like half the kid's height. And that was not a cheap toy back in the day.
Dude,
I don't know who it is. I to this day, I have no idea who that child is. He's in his pajamas. It's clearly like a Christmas morning, and he has a Star Wars AT-AT. I can see it in my fucking head. He's got like a blonde bowl
I think
cut.
your mom's just screwing with you.
No, because there's no way. So the question is, was that a different family member that I don't know who it was? It's too young to have been my brothers, because they
might have been a cousin,
not. There were no cousins that looked like me.
uncle.
I mean, it looked vaguely like me, but definitely not me. But it couldn't have been an uncle because it would be too old.
Okay.
You got to think this is in at least 1984,
Is that the
1985.
kid they adopted and just sent back?
I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. Like, hold on. The joke is that, a long time ago, we've joked that I'm adopted because, like, I don't like a lot of the shit from my family. Like, I don't like the Ukrainian kind of stuff. I don't like any of this other stuff. But when I was young, I was blonde haired, blue eyed, like my brothers and sisters and my dad. So my Swedish roots were there and they were strong. It wasn't until like I was 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old, that my darker hair came in and my eyes changed color. Like most babies have their eye color set when they're young. Some changed in the first couple of years. Mine waited until like 7 or 8 and then changed. It was almost like my Ukrainian genes came in late.
Because, dude, if it would have been Empire, you would have been 3?
No, yeah, or younger.
Yeah.
But this kid was like 7. He was definitely older. He wasn't like a little kid. So I have no clue who this fucking kid was.
That's like the brother from Family Guy who was in a mental institution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's exactly where that kid is now.
Dude, I don't know who that kid was.
It was Lois's brother, right?
Yeah, Lois's brother. He was insane. And she springs him out, and then he ends up being insane.
Ends up killing everybody.
And I think he was voiced by Danny Bonaducci.
Okay.
I think Danny was his name, so I think Danny Bonaducci did it. Either way, but so I think
that individual's in a nut house right now.
I feel like it's either it was some other kid, and it may not technically have been our house because, of course, it was built in the 70s. God knows that could have been a fucking
wood paneling,
normal
amber ashtrays.
Yep. Yep. So, I mean, maybe it was a neighbor's house and it was a Christmas before I was doing whatever, but there was nobody else in the picture. It was just him. But also, why would we have a fucking picture of someone else's kid in our fucking family photo album?
And where's your giant AT-AT?
Yeah, where is my AT-AT? But dude, I didn't experience Star Wars at all until way later in life. When it was out on fucking VHS.
Yeah, you were still shitting your pants.
Yeah. So, like, who the fuck was that kid?
Yeah.
And why, weird. It's like, maybe it wasn't like an early Mandela effect. Like, that was from the alternate universe.
Nope.
Well, no.
I'm going with my theory 100%.
Hold on. Because my mom was pregnant before and after me, and all of those didn't make it. So maybe it is alternate universe, my older brother.
Or maybe it's a ghost kid.
That'd be weird. But also, there was never an AT-AT. There was never an AT-AT in my house, because when would it have been there?
Took him with him.
Yeah. And like I said, it didn't look like any of my cousins.
Now there's a 50-year-old man in the corner of an institution holding an AT-AT just rocking somewhere.
Yeah. Now, the weird thing, and I swear to God, I couldn't find that picture later.
I was a good boy.
I mean, maybe one of these days I will go over to my mom's house and see if I can find that picture.
Yeah.
Because it was in an old album to begin with.
Who was this?
Yeah, because I swear to God, I went looking for it later in life and I couldn't find it. Like, I think she'd taken old photos out and stored them like long storage, because that's what you do with old photos. But I swear to God, it was gone later in life.
We were never a huge photo family.
Yeah.
Never were. That's probably why I don't have a lot of great memories of Christmas. Christmas never really did anything for me. I smiled enough to not piss everybody off. And kind of played along. But even as a kid, it felt too commercialized. It's like, that's all they want you to do is spend money. That's one of the reasons Thanksgiving is my absolute favorite holiday every single year, because it's about things I love, my family, spending time together, reconnecting, and cooking.
Food.
God, I love cooking. Yeah.
Well, when you were a kid, you didn't love cooking.
Well, I did too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think I'm fucking...
Well, I mean, I didn't start...
Look at me!
I mean, I didn't start cooking until much later. I didn't do shit to cook anything when I was young.
I always like to help.
I mean, I helped, but like in the way a small child does. You know, like I'll cut the bread and butter.
Oh, trust me, my culinary skills just launched as soon right after I got married. Amy was a great influence on me. I learned a lot from her, and then I just kind of took off on my own and started learning everything.
I was gonna say she's a great influence on you because you had to start cooking. Necessity being the mother of invention.
No. She fed me. She fed me.
Oh,
good.
really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've never had anything Amy's made. I've only ever had your food.
Amy, well, here lately, since Amy's been in her funk, man, I've been the only one doing all the major cooking.
Well, you're both in a
everything.
funk. You're in a life funk.
But at least I'm busy.
I mean, Luke's in a funk, I bet.
He's just funky.
He needs to put on deodorant.
He's excited. He's ready for a Suburban. He'll get that here in 2 or 3 weeks.
Suburban.
Oh, I didn't tell you.
No.
My boy Chris called me back. I sold the truck to him for, a parts truck cost.
Sure.
And he called me up a week ago, or a little more ago, and says, "Hey, the guy who wanted to buy that Suburban backed out." He says, "I've got a low mileage 5.7.
Oh, so you're going to fucking replace the motor like I told you to do 2 months ago?
Listen, he says, "I've got a low mileage 5.3.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to buy the truck back in running condition for $3,500? I went, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." That's cheaper than an engine rebuild.
I'm rolling my eyes
So
for anybody who
Luke
can't
is-
see it because I told him to fucking do this months ago.
Well, I was pissed.
Yeah, but you could literally the 4.8 to 5.7 out of a fucking GMC from that range is like a dime a dozen.
Any whore.
You knew that. You fucking knew that. And now you're fine. Is he going to blow this one up too?
We shall see. If he does, he's on his own.
That was not his fault. Let's be fair. That was not his fault that motor seized.
I still don't believe it.
I mean, the only way it seizes is it massively overheats or runs out of oil. That's the only way it happens.
Yeah.
And nobody would not notice a massive pile of fucking oil somewhere in your driveway.
Like I said, what driveway?
First of all, even in the grass, you would see a fucking 6 quarts of oil on the ground.
I tried to move on. That's one of the reasons I got rid of the damn thing, so it just wouldn't be out of sight and a constant.
I would
memory.
stick him in the Jetta and take the Suburban back.
I don't want him to blow up the fucking transmission.
Yeah, but it's not a fucking big truck. It's a small thing. You can just through the gears.
I'm having fun. One of my plans, if I get it done, when I get the Jetta done.
You're turning your Jetta into a Suburban.
No, I'm going to put a stupid money price tag on it. If someone wants to pay stupid money, I'll use that as a down payment on a bigger vehicle.
Well, like I said, my brother's got a car.
Well, I'm looking
Had a car.
Well, I'm looking long wheelbase, high top Sprinter.
No, jeez.
Do a
Good luck with that one.
RV conversion, set it up for work.
I was looking at. I saw some.
But I want the one with all the
Transit.
windows,
Yeah.
so I can swivel the seat around, be comfortable watching whatever, and see out everything.
Yeah. No, I noticed a bunch of city transits on Facebook Marketplace for reasonable prices.
Well, I like that Mercedes Blue Diesel. It's a good, reliable engine. Parts are readily available, and they're not terrible to work on.
Yeah, if you get the Mercedes version, not the Dodge version.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
The Sprinter is the Mercedes.
Yes, but it's also I guess they converted to Ram later.
Ram
but,
ProMaster is the Dodge one.
yeah.
'Cause
Having driven them for work,
I got the
they have
baby one.
issues. Huh?
So I got the baby ProMaster, the
Yeah.
city.
Well, because we use those for years at work too,
Yeah.
and they were okay, but not when you're putting a fuckload of miles on them.
Well,
They
the
did
long
not like
wheelbase, that long wheelbase is a 1-ton. So
Yeah.
So
Well-
we can still use it for towing. We can still use it for hauling trailers, whatever we need. So it'll be a good multi-purpose, especially if I'm going to stay in the field I'm in now.
I was going to go back to a Christmas thing, though, to stay on topic, because this is Christmas week coming up. I mean, weird thing is because this show comes out on Friday, not Monday, either way.
Bah humbug.
Yes. No, well, I was going to ask you, because Shaun and I talked about it. When did you come to the realization, or when were you told that Santa was not entirely a real person?
Lord, 7, 8.
Okay. Were you told, or did you figure it out?
Figured it out.
Okay.
No, before that, my parents did the whole distract us, bath time, whatever, Christmas Eve, and Dad would do the banging on the roof with the broom and ringing.
Oh,
bells
you did
and
like the
stuff
whole
that.
ass thing. Okay. See, I never got got the full on Santa treatment, but I think, and this is a funny thing. I figured it out when I was young, like real fucking young. Like we talked about you're getting dumber after 40.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was really, really fucking smart as like a 4-year-old. Because either 4 or 5, I figured out Santa wasn't real on my own. Nobody told me. Nobody even brought it up. We still went and did pictures with Santa and shit. But like, I had the realization, I think it was either Christmas morning or the next morning, that, wait, Santa on the movies and TV, when the elves make the toys and the presents and stuff, they're just out and about. Mm-hmm. But when I get presents from Santa, they're in the same packaging as though it came from the store.
Yeah.
So I just flat out figured out, wait a minute. Like, this shit came from the fucking... This came
my
from
mom
Walmart.
figured out when I was a kid, and I told Santa at the mall that I just told my dad I want a 22.
Oh, that's funny. You'll shoot your eye out. Actually, pretty likely with the 22. What the hell? Why did everything...
No, the dad being a Marine, and then he waited till he was my age to become a peace officer.
Oh, yeah?
So before that, he had all the Marine training behind him. So he kept me real strict. He ran a real safe range every time we went shooting.
Yeah.
That's where I get it. Well, when I'm running the range, got Luke and his friends out there, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And safety comes first. Usually it's safety third, but out there it's number one.
Yeah, definitely not safety third when it's the range. Okay, give me 2.
Hell, we were goofing off shooting a target, and I had some soft 45 caliber I was shooting, and they were ricocheting back and hit me in the chest.
That's not good.
Stop.
I mean, I did that with just my BB gun.
Yeah.
I shot at a plastic bottle in the ditch. It came back, hit me in the forehead, right between the eyes.
Damn.
Like, literally just, I was like, it's such a good shot.
The only one that's
came right back in my
The only
face.
one that's been shot at the farm is my nephew William. He just graduated high school.
Uh-oh.
No, he's 18 now, and he just
Shot with what?
my father-in-law, who has
How do you get shot with your father-in-law? Not by, you said with.
shot by my father-in-law. He has the single worst muzzle discipline I've ever seen on any human being. He had one of those
Flagging everybody?
CO2 powered pellet gun revolvers,
Yeah.
and he was waving it around.
Yeah, just
Caught him right in the leg.
flagging everybody.
Caught William right in the fucking leg.
Close range or?
Me to you.
Damn. Okay, yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah.
It won't penetrate your
I
jeans,
don't
but it would
trust him
hurt.
at all. Every time he picks up a gun, I'm constantly pushing it down. I'll take it from him, put it in the holster. Says, leave it alone.
I could see that 100%. Sorry, I'm trying to alter things here.
I mean, muzzle discipline's one of those things that's been drilled into my head since I was a tiny kid.
Well, that's what happened with the last time we took my dad to the range. That's one reason we figured out when he finally started really declining is, it's me, my brother, and Johnny, and we're all up there. I've rented a gun, but everybody else brought theirs. And my dad gets up there with his 40 and does his thing, and then even though he's empty, he just turns around to go back to his spot.
Yeah.
Flags everybody, and we're on the end of the lane, so literally everyone there, and we're all like, "Whoa, hey! At least point it down, motherfucker!" Yeah. But he didn't pull out the clip, didn't pull up back the slide, nothing to make sure it was totally empty, and then keep it.
What kind of pistol was clip fed?
It was fucking Smith & Wesson 40.
Then you mean magazine?
Whatever. I use them interchangeably. I don't.
No,
care.
they don't. Magazines have springs.
I don't care. Well, that does have a spring. It springs from the bottom.
Yeah, and it's a magazine.
Okay,
it feeds
fine.
ammunition.
I don't care.
It doesn't hold.
I don't care. I do not care. I'm using just open vernacular.
Well, be less dumb. Thank you.
No.
Very
But
good.
either way, the point was he flagged everybody like 2 times, and we told him to stop.
Yep.
It was like, even though he is empty, we're not.
Oh, we had some old school at the last time I qualified for my license to carry. We had an old school out there that didn't know what he was doing. Just so Miss Shaun D at Texas Gunslingers, go see her if you need anything out in Porter. She's awesome.
Where is that?
Right there on 1314.
Was that Thunder?
Yeah.
Or what used to be
no,
Thunder?
it's about 2 or 3 miles past Thunder.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
They have their own facility. They do background checks. They do fingerprints.
I haven't been back that far in a while.
Texas Gunslingers is great. You walk in, give them the money, you qualify. You walk out waiting on your license. They do fingerprints, all the paperwork, everything in-house.
Nice.
Shaun D, keep up the good work. You're kicking ass.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
But anyway, she had me hurry up and qualify. We speed ran through the qualification.
Hurry up and qualify.
Well, so I could help and instruct and basically manage that one
got
guy
you.
to keep
I
him from
got
killing
you.
somebody.
Okay.
And he was out there with a revolver trying to qualify.
That's a hell of a way to do it.
So I'd basically take it from him, reload it, give it to him. Was it just wouldn't pay attention, wouldn't do as he was told.
Yeah.
I damn near failed him because he just irritated the hell out of me.
That makes sense. You are very well.
Yeah, I'm very patient.
Most patient man on earth. I just made myself incredibly blue without meaning to.
Dabba-dee.
I am blue. Dabba-dee. Sorry, when my camera reset, it messed up a lot of settings.
Sorry, coffee kicked in. I'm feeling better.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm just trying to get my camera settings back since it got wonky. Now I'm very blue without anything technically changing. It was just that one dumb. It was like, I don't know why. It was like weird, dumb technical problems. Oh, okay. So, the Santa thing. Oh, so let me ask you this on the same thing. So there's like a few weird realizations in life or gained knowledge, especially like these things that have to happen as you go through life. You know, Santa is probably one of the earliest ones where you're like, oh, that's the truth about Santa. Easter Bunny hopefully would have been before that. Tooth Fairy, I think, lasted significantly longer than Santa.
Really?
I think Tooth Fairy lasted until I was like 6. So at least a couple more years before I totally realized it was just my parents giving me money. And then we just stopped. Oh, that was the funny part. Okay, so even though I figured out that Santa wasn't real, it just, the illusion of Santa kind of stayed on, even though I knew better. Like, it's like, I don't know if my parents ever realized. We never had the discussion. But in the same way, the other kind of milestone of, like, knowledge you gain is where babies come from. Most people would have asked their parents at some point, be like, or you get to talk at school or whatever, or you bring it up, it comes up and then you get shifted off to whatever responsible adult is supposed to tell you that thing. Unless you grow up on a farm, in which case you learn just by watching all the animals. But like, I learned at the ripe young age of 8 how that worked because of PBS in the middle of like an afternoon. And I'm just watching whatever, and it's like a Nova or whatever Scientific American fucking show, and it's all about reproduction. So it was like from start.
Oh, you got the full everything.
Literally the full education. I'm just sitting there.
Wet St. Bernard coming through the kitty door. Awful.
Dude, scarred me for, it had to have scarred me for life.
And that's why you're still without children.
I don't know if that's why. I think it's the lack of sex in my 20s is what did it.
Oh, shit.
No, but it was just that idea that like 8 years old, I'm just watching this fully unedited fucking, the only thing it didn't show was actual sex. They showed sex under the sheet and then what happens due to sex. And then a fucking live childbirth from right there. Like you said, Wet St. Bernard, and that fucking kid, I know, he had a lot of fucking hair, and so did his mom. So it's just like, what the fuck is that? So, and yeah, so I never had to have that conversation with anyone. At 8 years old, it's like, okay, I was definitely too young to have learned that lesson.
You were hoping for National Geographic, but you got that.
I mean, I was watching National Geographic anyways. But, like, I don't know, like, if that was just my weird destiny because, of course, I was assaulted when I was 3. So, like, no clue what technically happened to me, right? Oh, and then, you know, I mentioned that a few weeks ago. Shaun and I were talking about it because I don't think he ever realized it either, even though I've talked about it before. And he said he had a buddy who also was sexually assaulted by a female babysitter. Like, she was like mine just tried to have sex with a 3-year-old.
Oh, what the fuck?
In his case, she was like giving him head. I'm like, but he was like 7 or like a little bit younger. Not as young as I was, but a little bit older than that. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? What is wrong with your fucking head? Like, especially if you're close to being a grown woman, why would that even cross your fucking mind?
Real.
Like, in a weird way, because of the exposure of everything and educational videos I had to watch, which really, really prioritize males being the sexual offenders. Like, it still kind of makes sense because, like, you kind of want to put a dick in something. And if your brain is wrong, unfortunately, it leans that way. Yeah. But for a female, there's little to no benefit at all to trying to sexualize a child.
Fucked up.
Other than being fucked up in your head, and maybe you have a weird sexual power dynamic, possibly even were assaulted by yourself in the first place. But it's just like, it never made fucking sense. But it was funny that Shaun and I talked about this like a week or two ago, and he mentioned that he had a friend who was also assaulted by a female babysitter, because I haven't known anyone else that ever went through it that way. I've known other people who were assaulted throughout life, but not that way, because it's rare from males or females to males, because it'll even be females to females more often. So just weird that came up because of the sex. And mind you, that conversation started because of Santa Claus. It's like, technically I was exposed to sex before I figured out that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Good gosh.
It's like,
No wonder you have friend.
yeah. No, I have friends, just no one comes over. It's like, the problem is my free time does not align with other people's free time.
Well, mine doesn't align with anybody.
You don't have free time. You have time.
I have sleep and work.
Yes. You need to find some free time again, is what your problem is.
Maybe one of these days.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I never really had that conversation. Where do babies come from? My parents were extremely upfront. You were adopted, and as soon as I could understand what that was, they told me.
That's fair. Yeah, because
So I always figured I was like at the pound, and they picked out the fat one with the chubby cheeks. You know,
that one's cute. It's very gassy.
a big old giant bobblehead.
Yeah.
And they said my
What?
head.
It keeps falling over.
No, for real. My head was so damn big I couldn't hold it up. I busted Mom's nose a number of times by accident.
You were still tiny though, right?
3 days old.
Yeah, you were. I was gonna say, I thought you were
3 days
I thought you were a newborn. Yeah, so you didn't experience life with any other family but the one you ended up with.
Yeah, so I didn't get a lot of the stuff a lot of children did. Explains why I'm a fan of the boobs.
I mean, I was too.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of the boobs because I just always wanted them.
Yep.
Like,
See, I never
now
got-
I have them.
Yes, you do.
Hello. Anyways, to the point was, like, even when I was still like an infant, I unbuttoned my aunt's blouse while she was standing there holding me. And I'm just sitting there. I was like, I was like, I see what's up. I mean, I was going for lunch then, but I mean, like, if I was a weird predator now, I mean, it'd just be,
Now we're just weird.
yeah.
Predators, no. Weird, yes.
I don't think I could ever be with another woman that has small breasts. There's nothing wrong with them. They're
Yeah, I
just
do have
not
a
a
pattern,
preference. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same. It's like decent number of letters on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Oh, past D. Yeah.
Depending on the situation is fine. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a high C to low E.
Oh, I'm D'ing up.
Yeah. Well, I said C to E.
Yeah.
So D is in the broad range. My first girlfriend had double
I'm
Ds.
not going to say where my wife is because she'll kick me.
I know. I'm not asking either. You notice I
'Cause
wasn't.
I probably don't know.
I wasn't. No. I'm not gonna.
Nope.
I'm not gonna hazard
up.
a guess,
Shut up.
but unfortunately, there's probably 3 letters in her.
Yeah, hush.
Look, you're blessed.
Mr. B Cup, hush.
A, thank you. Probably like an A 32 or something, or 32A. I forgot how the numbers were.
Oh, you know that number exactly.
No,
Don't
I'm just
you fuck
throwing
with
out
me. You know
numbers.
where that is.
I said we should go get measured for bras just for fucking content, but I don't know if we should do that or not.
No.
But no, I mean, I've always been a boob man, so that's not a problem. Oh, you know who else has always been a boob man?
Shaun?
Trump.
Yeah.
No, Shaun's an ass man more than.
Ah.
But no, Trump. Speaking of that, because it's in the news this past weekend, he won a settlement against ABC News
I heard about the defamation
for defamation claims
Yeah.
from George Stephanopoulos at the big old cost of $15 million.
Oh, Mr. Snuffleupagus.
That dumb motherfucker. So basically, because he kept referring to him as a rapist, even though technically speaking was not convicted
Yeah.
of the crime of rape.
Yeah, we do have freedom of speech in this country, but there's also consequences
But-
if you're inaccurate.
Yes, this is the problem with doing anything that, like, there's libel and then there's slander.
That's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much more of that going on in Europe. They take the libel and slander super seriously.
We do too here.
Yeah.
But we let it slide because other people were in charge.
But over in Europe, you're in prison over that shit.
yeah. Well, rather than going to prison, they're just paying $15 million.
Yeah.
However, it's not going to Trump's pockets directly. It's going to fund his fucking presidential library.
There you go.
I want to go to the Trump presidential library because it better have a gold toilet. I was like, I love that there's like a lot of presidential libraries, but also, is it going to be in Florida or New York? Gotta wonder. I guess we'll find out. And New York is going to get vandalized like a motherfucker. Probably better off to put it in Florida.
Yes. No, New York's going to crumble.
You know what'd be hilarious is if they just put the library in Mar-a-Lago. Like, just buy one of the buildings in Mar-a-Lago and turn it into the fucking presidential library so it's technically government property and they can't take it. Oh my God. He should put all the documents that they stole back from him in his own presidential library.
Just in a case.
Yeah. It's like, hey, these are all the documents you said I had illegally. I'm putting them in my presidential library. Go fuck yourselves. But either way, I thought that was funny because, like, he just keeps winning. You know, I mean, there's still a lot of outstanding nonsense. All the cases effectively have either been disbanded or fucking ignored because they can't charge a sitting president for nonsense like that.
But on the other hand, the puppet president sitting there pardoning everybody,
dude.
and anybody.
Some of those pardons,
it's insane.
Some of those pardons were really fucking bad. I mean, like, Trump made some mistakes with his pardons, but not like this.
And even pre-pardoning.
Oh yeah, we talked about his son, but he also pardoned some other people. And the thing is, so far he did not pardon.
Has he pardoned Fauci yet?
No, that's the rumor. Well, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. This is the thing we didn't talk about. When he pardoned his son that he said he wouldn't do, he categorically claimed he was never going to pardon his son, and then he did it. Being pardoned means that you cannot be charged with the crime. However, it does not mean that you cannot be, what's the word I'm looking for? Debriefed. You can be called and you can be subpoenaed. So you still have to be honest in a court of law. So hey, what did you and your dad do in Ukraine?
So if he perjures himself.
Well, he can. Yeah, he technically can go to crime. But the whole point, actually, he did perjure himself. But either way, pardon for that crime. But what I'm getting at is that he can be subpoenaed for information.
Yes.
So we can call him into question against the crimes that were committed by his family anyways. Mm-hmm. So unless Biden said, hey,
you won't be charged if you tell the truth.
Well, actually, he can't be charged. That's the problem for that.
No, but if he doesn't tell the truth, he can be charged with perjury.
Yes, but you have to prove that he's lying in court, like he already did. Either way. But the thing is with Fauci and all that too, which I still think he'll do. If he pardons Fauci and all these other people that Trump has basically put at the top of his list for investigation and prosecution because of the shit around COVID, especially the creation of fucking COVID.
Yeah.
The truth of that shit better come out, and there better be fucking trials. Because you don't do something that affects the entire goddamn world and get away with it. I'm sorry, you don't. Mm-hmm. I don't care if Fauci's fucking 90. Throw his ass in prison if he helped create that. Especially if we have all this pile of evidence that he not knew about it the whole fucking time and then lied straight up to Congress. You know?
I'm with you.
But I think he's going to pardon Mayorkas for the border. It's like, hey, yeah. It's like, oh, wait. So here's the funny part.
Wasn't the laughing hyena supposed to be in charge of the border?
Yes, but Mayorkas was actually NHS, so he had to technically control the border, like, you know, actually protect people.
Because he didn't.
You know, Department of Homeland Security, that kind of shit. You know. But no, the whole thing was whenever he needed to be charged for contempt of Congress, and they never did it.
Yep.
So,
everybody they've been talking to, I don't have that information in front of me. That's all they say. They circle around and say everything but what they want. They're asked.
Yeah. Well, the hard part is you can't force information out of somebody. You can just make them look guilty as fuck. Mm-hmm. But also the thing is with it's complicated. But either way, they need to deal with it. If they need to properly deal with it, they need somebody who's in there who will actually do this. And it's not political persecution. It is a fucking
I don't know,
following the law.
All that frustrates me so much. I've flat out kept my head down and just haven't paid attention to anything.
Yeah.
I've been in my own little bubble, doing my own little work and doing my own little schedule.
Yeah.
And trying to get some sleep.
So in the trying to get some sleep, did you hear about the drones in New Jersey?
I did hear about those. I just purchased some new 405 penetrators. So
here's the thing. There's a lot of people talking speculation. There have been. There is definitely some type of drone activity happening, and they are not small. They are like SUV size.
I've seen them. They're a tilt rotor setup. Similar to the S-22, the Osprey.
Those are actually Ospreys you're looking at. Those
no. The drones I've been seeing, some of the pictures show a tilt rotor wing setup.
And that's not one of the drones. That's
okay.
Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter. It's been debunked. That's not one of the drones. That is actually a thing. They also said these are not, the government itself said these are not drones. These are manned. I mean, drones can be manned.
Well,
but
there are so
they're
many.
not piloted directly, but they are being manned. They're
Well,
not
there are a
automated.
bunch of companies working on personal conveyance that are drone based that are that size.
Yeah, they're quad rotor, but it's hard to control significantly, and you don't want to have somebody on it when it goes wrong. However, there's one guy who is a drone manufacturer who makes shit for the government. Not this, but he does make things for the government. And through different channels, he's come out and said that what is likely happening, because they're flying low, they're under the radar deck, they're like less than 200 feet, they're flying all over the place around New Jersey, in that particular area. The original thing that is a Iranian mothership sending drones over, that was a fucking lie right off the bat, or just some type of fiction. What he suspects it is, because he has military contracts, and turns out somewhere in the Ukrainian-Russian situation, several nuclear warheads have just disappeared.
Of course, broken arrow.
And this sailed that months ago, that one was put on a ship or a plane headed to very specific destinations. You know, like us.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, these drones can be outfitted with lots and lots of sensors. So if you need to scan a very large area, you would want to send out hundreds of drones that could go pretty decently far with radiation-seeking devices.
Yep.
So that's the biggest rumor currently, because also in the area, some guy noticed a like 700 rad spike in a like urban area. That was a little weird, and then it went away. Now I need to look more into that particular thing. Now that was somebody saw that. It doesn't mean that came from this drone, and it was unexplained, because it's like, that's strange. You know, people can do some weird shit with radiation, but it is what it is. Like with the very loose borders we've had, we've been in a war for basically 3 years with Russia, you know, and you've got letting anyone that can come across that fucking border. We know for a fact 7 fucking ground-to-air missiles made it across the border intact. We know that for a fact. That happened. And then we don't know where the fuck they went. So if you've got these mannable missiles coming across, you've got missing warheads from fucking Russia, let alone fucking smaller nuclear football types, you know, it's fucking worrying that, and of course they would tell us, no, it's some commercialized drones. There's nothing crazy. It's not one of our enemies. It'd be like, well, here's the thing, boss. You have something clearly going on that's completely and utterly noticeable. You're doing it at night. The only reason you do it at night is so that you can see things that you can't see during the day. Because obviously the sun's radiation is going to affect a lot of things. Not to mention people see, during the daylight, a fuckload of drones overhead, especially SUV-sized fucking drones, you know, Chevy Tahoe-sized fucking drones flying around. They're going to get significantly more worried. Now, a lot of the shit is footage that is completely unrelated, and they're just saying, look at this shit we got, you know, blah, 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 blah. Or they're spotting fucking airplanes and all sorts of stuff. By the way, it's still a federal fucking offense to shoot down a fucking drone. It's still a federal offense. Don't do it. Period. If ands or buts.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Still a federal offense. Don't do it. They are all protected by the FAA. Do not shoot them down. If it's some fucking
I
dork,
feel like you're talking to me here.
I am literally looking at you while saying this, because in the old neighborhood I used to live at, on the other side of Willis, one of my old friends knew a guy, I'm not saying he did it, knew a guy who did shoot down just some dude's fucking drone because it was over his property. Might have actually technically been a land survey drone. Who knows? And his ass went to jail for it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if he got out or not, but he went to jail for it because, yeah, it's federal offense. This shit is controlled by the fucking government because you have to have a license to pilot one. You have to have a pilot license to do it.
I need a license to hunt them.
They don't exist because you can't shoot, just like you can't shoot down a fucking plane that's over your fucking house.
Well, the plane ain't sitting there staring at you.
It might be.
Yeah.
Helicopters can. You don't know. I mean, if it's going high enough, they can just focus that camera on you and stare at your fucking backyard. I mean, they're already doing tax surveys for shit. Yeah, don't shoot those down. Don't shoot any of them down. It's a bad idea. Not to mention, if it's the size of a fucking SUV, definitely don't shoot it down because that's got to crash on someone's fucking house. It's like, because if it's got enough motor power, it's going to be heavy.
Well, if it's close enough for me to accurately get a easy shot on it, it's too fucking close to my
Still
property.
don't do it. Still don't do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, they're just...
I'm not making any promises.
I mean,
Never, ever.
Here's the problem. That drone is sending camera feedback, and it knows where the fuck it was. It's not like you can hide the fact that it was shot down over your property by you,
Nope.
likely.
I'm going to have the sights up and my other side on the other hand.
Uh-huh. And then you go to jail. Don't shoot down drones.
Just leave me alone.
Because it might be looking for a nuclear bomb in your backyard, so don't shoot it down. Because you don't know, the Russians might be in your woods. If they can take over a small town in Indiana and hide a fucking base under a mall, you know. That was Stranger Things.
Didn't watch.
Oh, great show.
No, I didn't watch.
It's a great show.
I tried, got bored.
Before we wrap up for this episode, guys, it's going to be a short episode because we're doing a doubleheader today. We're actually recording our end-of-year episode of our top 10s. I assume you have your list.
Yeah, I have something.
Oh, we have something good. Do you need time to organize it? Or are you
Not
good?
really.
Okay, because mine is like highly organized.
I'm sure it is. I half-assed it and I got there.
Do you want a spreadsheet to make your life easy?
No.
Oh, okay. I did that because it makes my life easy.
Dork.
So, are you still stuck on like episode 3?
I haven't even tried.
Okay. It got better.
You said as much, but I haven't even tried.
So it's the penultimate episode of this season. What's today?
6.
So 6 is the final. 5 is the current. So there's 6 episodes total. Penultimate episode is the one before it ends. Finally, we fucking start seeing some fucking plot happen. So
I'm just having a hard time dragging through it.
Got to get past the first 3, or once you get past or get to the end of the 3rd episode, then it starts getting interesting enough. 4 and 5 have been very compelling.
Okay.
So like I said, it was going to be a slow burn. I thought it was going to be like a 10 episode. It's only 6. So if we had 4 more episodes to keep going on where they're ending right now, it'd be crazy. But now it's making way more fucking sense as to what's going on.
Yeah, I'll get to it. But
I'm
just having trouble really focusing on a lot right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired as fuck and I'm trying to stay awake half the time.
Yeah. The last 2 episodes have not been so boring. There's like one tiny boring part. Like, I mean, you walked in on me today, half asleep on the couch.
You did.
Yeah.
I called out multiple times and I finally called you and you woke up.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna go over and poke you.
You don't poke me. I was fucking wake up swinging. But no, but like, because today's episode, I mean, I watch it on Monday mornings. There was one tiny spot where I fell asleep for literally like a minute, and I know I didn't miss anything because I got the gist of what was happening. But I like what they're doing with the show now. It's just too slow at the start.
Yeah,
that's the best criticism I have for it.
You were sound asleep. I opened the door.
But
I usually ring the doorbell. This time I didn't.
If you had rung the doorbell, I would have been alert.
Door and went, Kevin, hello.
Yeah.
And you didn't say anything. And I walked into the kitchen. I went, all the Kevins in the house say yeah.
You
and
did?
you did. Yeah, you were snoring.
Motherfucker. So, but here's the funny part. I guess because like I had my phone on my chest and I was still listening to the Instagram video I was watching.
It was quiet.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, because I could have sworn it was still playing.
Maybe it was, but yeah, you didn't move.
Yeah, no, because it was like a 9-minute video, and even when I picked it off my chest, there were 3 minutes left.
Okay, yeah.
So like I'd only been.
You were zonked out.
If I was asleep, it was only for literally like 2 minutes,
I'm staring at you sleeping.
Yeah.
Do I throw something or no? I just call him.
No,
and as soon as it rang,
yeah, that's how
you answered the phone. And went, I said, I'm right here.
No, I looked at it. And I was like, why is Jeff calling me? But the funny part is when you say I'm right here, I didn't hear you say it. I heard it through the phone. Lending credence to the stupidity in certain movies and stuff when the guy puts like the earpiece in and he goes, I can hear you. I can hear. It's like, yeah, because you're standing right next to me. I couldn't hear you from the kitchen.
You woke up so confused.
Also, well, because I'd only been asleep for probably 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I probably zonked out the second you got to the door. But if you had rang the doorbell, it would have disturbed me. Because like, you know, I was in the zone. I was just fucking crashing. And once again, I was up since 3:30 this morning. So like by the time you show up at like 1:30 or whatever time it is, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
And I ate lunch at like fucking not lunch. I ate breakfast at like 10. So it's like by the time all those calories start kicking in, and it's just like You know, and if I'd stayed busy, I probably would have been good. But that was after I'd filmed everything.
Yeah.
I was coming off the high of opening up my fun new toys. So that's just what it was. But no, I only really, because this weekend was pretty fucking busy, I only got a chance to really watch the Dune show today.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything
Yeah,
new.
but it was. I was pleasantly surprised where it started turning, and I went, I see.
Yep.
Now I see what they're doing. They're just taking way too fucking long to get there, and they're gonna lose. I guarantee this show probably lost a lot of people after the third episode, probably because nobody could get through it, and then without realizing the last 10.
I'm struggling, and as a super fan of the Dune,
And it does actually tie in. It is in the book. This story of what's happening is in the book. I've been watching breakdowns.
Which
or
book?
one of the books.
Which book?
I don't know which one.
well, that makes a big difference.
I know, but clearly there's a book that talks about this era. One of them. I don't remember which one it is.
Well, save all that talk for the next one.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, well, the next one's going to be all ranking stuff, so we got to get through it as fast.
Boring.
So I'll tell you this. My top 10 list of last year took an hour and 47 minutes.
Oh, it was just of last year?
Last year, by myself, with no one else joining in, was an hour and 47 minutes.
Oh, damn. See, my top, it was just my personal top 10s of all time. That's all I put down.
Well, it's supposed to be of this year.
Then I missed the assignment. You would have had like 4.
Yeah, I said this year. No, because you've watched a lot of TV shows and movies this year.
Yeah, but they're all old as shit.
It didn't matter. It didn't have to be new. It had to be new to you.
Whatever.
You literally don't listen.
No.
Put a turbo on it. I literally told you to your face, new to you. Do you want to redo your list?
Sleepy.
Yeah. You want to redo your list while we take a break between
No.
episodes?
We're going to roll with what I got, see what happens.
It's going to be fucking pointless because the point was this year.
Yes, it is.
It's fucking pointless. Fine, I'll just talk about my list.
No, I'm going to throw my shit in there. Just bug with
Do you have any new shit at all in there?
Some.
Oh my God. You missed the fucking assignment.
I did.
See, if you'd also listened back to the episode, you would have heard it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, because you watched a lot of new to you stuff this year.
I did. And
Like,
it's on there.
A lot. So it better be in there.
Some of it is.
Okay. Whatever.
Hey, let's quit doing this so we can get to that train wreck next.
Yeah, so we need to take. Yeah, thanks for. I should have. See, if I hadn't been asleep when you got here, I would have been able to actually follow up with you and make sure your list was correct. So, guys, next episode for New Year's week, I think, technically speaking, Christmas, New Year's week, because we come out on Friday like a fucking idiot. We will be doing our top 10s. Well, one of us will be doing our top 10s of 2024.
Train wreck!
Yeah, one of us will be doing our top 10s of 2024, and then one of us will just be talking about stuff
I'm just
that
going to be
happened
fucking
ever.
with Kevin for an hour. It's going to be great.
I hate you so much sometimes. Either way, so join us for that, and then of course, if you want to send in your stuff, you can at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com, because don't send in a voice message that's like 5 or 10 minutes long. Type it out. So we're doing top 10 best or favorite movies and TV shows, top 10 worst movies and TV shows, and then top 10 things, whatever that might be. That's experiences, things that don't qualify as movies and TV shows, because for me, podcast was in there, and then stuff you might have gotten and stuff like that. So basically, that's 5 top 10 lists, but if you can only do top 5s, that's fine too. Shorten it out for us, and then we'll read that when we come back from the train wreck. That will be New Year's Eve.
And for me, please, top 5 ways to make Shoki angry and red-faced.
I don't really get red-faced very often.
Oh, let's do it.
No.
Burt Kreischer, red-faced.
I'm trying to keep
screaming angry.
I'm trying to get my blood pressure back under control.
Fuck it, get out of here, leave me alone.
I hate everything so much. Did you see that Tom fired everybody at YMH?
What's YMH?
Your mom's house, the podcast. Okay, fine.
He fired everybody?
That was the joke. He got caught. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.